Is it really a surprise that The Great Gatsby made it to the Great American Reads list of 100 of America's most loved novels? Written in 1925 by F. Scott Fitzgerald, it's often referred to as one of the great American novels of the 20th century for the way it paints a picture of the Roaring Twenties during the summer of 1922. It's filled with lots of drinking, over-the-top parties, and all the decadence you would expect of the Jazz Age. And at the center of it is a love story between the mysterious millionaire Jay Gatsby and his former flame Daisy Buchanan. Much of the story takes place in the palatial mansions of Long Island, and that's exactly where we're headed to take a look at what his main character, Jay Gatsby, would do for love.
I'm one of those who says that this is a masterpiece. This is a masterpiece of literature.
This is author and professor Dr. Charles Riley. His latest book, Free as Gods: How the Jazz Age Reinvented Modernism, is all about the Jazz Age and its influence. He's also the director of the Nassau County Art Museum in Long Island, which happens to be in a Frick mansion. The Georgian-style mansion was built in 1900 and famously bought by former steel mogul Henry Clay Frick in 1919. It was a gift to his son, Childs Frick. The mansion was taken over by Nassau County in 1969 and turned into an art museum, but still fits right in with the mansions described in The Great Gatsby.
And this is his formal garden. And just like Gatsby's formal garden, I mean, I look at this and I think, oh, this is exactly where the party scene could have been shot. But these were these wonderful paradises that the super rich were creating in this part of Long Island. And I mean, this entire part of Long Island was so fascinating for F. Scott Fitzgerald when he lived, not here, obviously, but over in the wrong part of, wrong egg, you know. But he would come over here and he would see the way these guys lived, and he would see the gardens, formal gardens such as this one, and he would say to himself, wow, how do I get to this? But also, how do I put this on the page? And I think that this was probably one of the places where he came. So it's always rather exciting to think about F. Scott Fitzgerald walking along these herbaceous borders.
In Fitzgerald's masterpiece, the narrator, Nick, played by Tobey Maguire in the 2013 film, tells the tale of the mysterious and deceitful Jay Gatsby, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, continuously throwing wild parties in hopes that his long-lost love he met years earlier, Daisy Buchanan, played by Carey Mulligan, will see the parties from across the bay and find him. By the way, Daisy is married by now to a gruff, rich polo player named Tom Buchanan, and he's played by Joel Edgerton.
He created this crazy, fictive world just in view of her mansion, and then made sure through Nick that she would find out, one, how great The Great Gatsby was, and two, how, shall we say, how available he still was. And then, of course, then you get to this fascinating thing where he manipulates not just his neighbor, but a cast of thousands, right, including his servants and the guests, to just set the scene for the great encounter when the two of them are back together again.
Just a few miles away from the Frick mansion is the famous Castle Gould. With its castle-like facade, it's not hard to imagine the decadent parties of the Roaring Twenties, but it also has a view that certainly looks like an inspired F. Scott Fitzgerald and the pier for Jay Gatsby's mansion.
It's quite touching in many ways, that you would throw not just that much money, but that much effort, so much of your life into trying to, in a way, get Daisy just to look like that instead of looking this way to all the rest of the old money and the parties that she would have had here and the polo that Tom was playing. He was trying to say, look my way again.
And once Gatsby was able to meet his long-lost love, he tried to impress her on a tour of his mansion. Take a listen to Charles as he's reading an excerpt from The Great Gatsby as we toured the inside of the Frick mansion.
Right now we're in the dining room of the Frick mansion. And every time I come in here and look at these gorgeous details, and I look at the architecture of it, but for instance, this Italian mantelpiece, it was obviously once that of a nobleman somewhere in Tuscany. And I wonder to myself, of course Gatsby would have understood exactly how valuable this was. If you're not an Italian nobleman, you can buy it and bring it to Long Island, and you can have it in your mansion to show off. But the most wonderful moment, I think, in terms of romance in the novel, is when Gatsby takes Daisy around and gives her a tour of the house in private. Not a big party going on. Nick is kind of following around behind. That's how he knows what's going on. And as he would point out something like the beautiful marble mantelpiece, he would look at her. This is the way it reads. He hadn't once ceased looking at Daisy. And I think he revalued everything in his house according to the measure of response it drew from her well-loved eyes. In other words, he would say, look at my mantelpiece, and then he'd watch her and see, did she like it?
Now, here comes the near 100-year-old spoiler alert. It's a tragedy, and let's just say it doesn't end well for Gatsby. He and Daisy certainly don't ride into the sunset together, and all the things he did for love were for nothing.
But I also think that look around you and you see how green this is. And at the very, very end of The Great Gatsby, when Nick is having this meditation on how quickly Gatsby's life passed, but also how fast the world is changing and how quickly the great green breast of the world is the phrase that I love. And what he was actually also saying was right outside these gates, and it's absolutely true, development is coming, the streets are being paved, the city is expanding, and all this Eden is about to disappear.